Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Dexter's Diary. Uh, in my last entry, I spoke about exploring our happinesses. Um, Music makes me happy. I explored that. I know that for concrete. um, so this year I said I was gonna be open, and part of that was just really being open, right? And that would I feel like that would be part of exploring what makes me happy, right? Just if an opportunity presents itself, we're just gonna go, right? Good, bad, or indifferent, I'm just gonna take the leap. That's what I said I was gonna do this year. Um, what I didn't think about was in exploring what makes me happy, in exploring and trying to define that my own biases would come into play against that, right? There are many definitions to what bias means. But the one I'm talking about, and I'm going to explain to you, is this one. So, this definition is a tendency to lean in a certain direction, often to the detriment of an open mind. So, how can I be open if I'm already at a detriment, right? Because I'm biased um, in some shape, form, or fashion against a plethora of shit, right? How? How, Sway, how? And so I found out this week that be careful what you ask for because you just might get it, right? So I wanted to explore what makes me happy. I wanted to try different things. I didn't say how. I didn't specify how, but if I did, then I'd be at a detriment, right? Because I wouldn't be going into something neutral. I wouldn't be going in with an open mind. I'd most definitely be biased, and I realized that I'm biased inherently in many ways, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm sure for a lot of us, we have formed our opinions based on the life that we live, based on our surroundings, our environments, the things that we've seen our peers go through, the news, shit that happens in the world as a whole. And we form our opinions, we base our biases on these things, and we go forth. And in a way, I get it. It is something that it's almost like a blankie. You know, when children are younger and they just have something that they're attached to, their blankie or their toy or whatever. But it's one specific thing, and they have to have that with them always. And our biases tend to keep us protected. Oh, excuse me. Our biases tend to keep us protected, but they also tend to keep us limited. You're at a detriment. You're lacking because you're not able to fully explore what you want to explore because you already formed an opinion about it. It's like people who don't eat certain foods. But why don't you eat certain foods? I don't know, I just don't like it. But you've never tried it. So, I just don't like it. But you've never tried it. But I don't like it. But you've never tried it. How? Like, how can you dislike something because you just dislike it? But you've never tried it, and things can look funky. I remember I was dating this chef, and he worked for a French restaurant, right? And he invited me and a friend at the time to come over. He's like, oh, like it's wherever, come through, like everything's on me, just enjoy. So we get there, and this is like French cuisine, like legit. He's bomb ass chef, like he was amazing, among other things. But so we get there and we order this food. We ordered a bunch of food, and my friend at the time ordered snails, escargot, right? And I'm just like, I'm not eating that. And she's like, just try it. I'm like, nah. Like, I seen them on, I see snails all the time. Like, I'm not eating that slimy shit, right? I'm just not gonna do it. And so we get the food, and the way they serve the escargot is like in this plate with these little holes in it, indentations, and they put the snails in there, and you kind of like shuck it out of the shell. And so like I'm like knee deep in my food. Like, it is so good. It's so amazing. And she's like, taste this. And I'm like, I didn't even think. I just like, delicious. Like, this is delicious. And she's like, oh, congratulations, you just had snail. And I was like, really? Like, you tricked me. But it was so good. But had she not tricked me into eating this, I would have never tried it, because I had already had my preconceived notions on what I even thought it would taste like based on what I had seen before without even trying it. And it was delicious. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I would do it again because it was so good. Unfortunately, we're not dating anymore, but c'est la vie. But that's just one thing, you know. We do these things, and we limit ourselves. We limit our experiences. So just to piggyback off my last entry, when I talk about exploring what makes you happy, when I talk about trying to discover what makes you happy, you also have to explore what makes you biased. Why haven't you done certain things? Why have you limited your life off your preconceived notions? Just because, like, I can understand not wanting to bungee jump because it just looks dangerous. You know, it's like, oh, what if the cord breaks and I can potentially fall to my death? But you can also cross the street and potentially get hit by a car and be squashed to death. It can happen. It has happened. We know it happens. So why not just bungee jump? At least when you shed your biases, shed your prejudices. I'm working on this. But when you shed these things that no longer serve you, or you feel like you need them to keep you safe, which they really aren't keeping you safe, they're just keeping you at a standstill. They're just keeping you from growth, really. You find like you may actually like it. You may actually do it again because it really did feel good, right? I'm like, there's like so many things running through my head right now, and I'm just like trying to bring it all together and make it like this really good cohesive meal so you can take it in and really be enriched by what I'm giving you. So go jump off a bridge. With the cord attached, right? Go bungee jumping. Try some escargot. Try something new that you wouldn't normally do. For those of us, I consider myself an artist. I do. I paint. I write. I do a lot of things. I really just, I change myself all the time. And for a lot of people, that may seem like freedom, but I feel like, yeah, I'm free in those ways because I can do these things, but I'm also at a detriment in other ways because I'm inherently afraid of trying so many different things outside of, this is easy to control. This, changing your hair, dyeing, bleaching, all this other stuff, this is easy. This is, because it's yours, it's mine, so I can do with it as I wish. But when you have to go out and really explore, you're not necessarily by yourself. You can do it as a group, you can do it with a friend. There are usually other people involved, even in traveling. If you want to experience another world, you're going to have to interact with other people. But if you already have a preconceived notion as to what these people are going to be, then you're not going to do it. Me and my sister, well, the family, we went to Mexico. And the night before we were set to leave, well, before that, my sister was talking about like, oh, I want to go into town. And at first, a lot of people were like, yeah, we'll do it, blah, blah, blah. And then our brother-in-law was like, nah, we might get robbed, we might do all this stuff. And started scaring people because he thought, like, and a lot of people do think this way, right? Like, when you are from America and you go into other worlds, other countries, you can get robbed. But you can get robbed in New York City. You can get robbed in Boston. You can get robbed in Philadelphia. Like, it can happen. It doesn't necessarily mean that it will happen, but it can happen. And at first, when she first said it, I was like, yeah, let's go, let's do this. And then after he said that, I was kind of like, maybe he's right. But then I'm like, that's his shit. That's not my shit. That's his. Why am I limiting my experience off of somebody else's, again, idea and bias that has nothing to do with me? And it literally has nothing to do with the people in town either. They just live there. Like, one thing happening doesn't make everything bad. So anyway, long story short, we did go into town. We had a great guide with us. He was super dope. We had a really, really great time. We bought some amazing stuff, and I was so happy that I went. Like, but had I allowed his own shit to come in and really stop me from experiencing this stuff, I wouldn't have got the stuff that I got. I wouldn't have met the things that I met, the people that I met, and I wouldn't have got the information that I needed to get, unknown to me, that I needed to get. And so that's only one example. There's only two examples, really. But you get what I'm going with this. Like, we have to explore our biases. And when I talk about experiencing happiness, when I talk about exploring happiness, again, like I said, things happened that I didn't think were going to happen. And I had to then take a look inside of myself. I'm not sharing it right now, but I will eventually share it. It's just, I'm still processing, so I haven't really made a concrete decision, or I haven't come to a full stop on this yet, because it's happening. And so I gotta process it first. I really gotta digest it and see what's going on. But my biases were threatened, and I had to make a decision as to whether I was gonna not do it because I already made my decision, or was I gonna stand firm on what I said I was gonna do, which is explore, which is discover. And I went with the second, because I have to be true. I can't sit here and tell you to do something or share these experiences with you and give you food for thought, and then not eat the same thing that I'm giving you. No, we're going to partake in this all together. We're going to share in this all together and come out the other side different. You know what I mean? Real different. So things are going to happen. If you're on this journey with me, things are going to happen. And your biases, your preconceived notions are going to be threatened. And you have to make a concrete decision right then and there, whether you're going to stay in this comfort zone that may have you, which is comfortable. It's called the comfort zone for a reason. It is comfortable, but does it really serve you? Is it really allowing you to live your life to the fullest? And if it's not, then you just gotta go. You just gotta say, look, all right, I'm in. Like, let's go. Let's make this happen. And I promise you, it'll be an experience, and I think it'll be for the best, right? So that's it for today, and I hope that you receive this in the manner in which it is given, and I'll see you next time. Bye.